Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Brandon and I are here with some news hot off the presses. We have a new pitcher in the bullpen, and he is hot off the World Series streak, if you will. Ryan Brazier. Brandon, give me your thoughts.
Yeah, this is just another really solid back end of the bullpen piece. They got Ryan Presley a few weeks ago to be the closer. Now Ryan Brazier is going to come in, be one of the setup guys. And I just think, listen, the Cubs obviously missed out on some of their top targets this offseason. They almost got Tanner Scott, and then he went to the Dodgers. And then they almost got Kirby Yates, and he went to the Dodgers. And again, that's been a recurring theme for everyone this offseason. But um, just in terms of the way they've pivoted, I'm actually really happy with the way they've tackled the bullpen here. I don't think Ryan Presley or Ryan Brazier is quite the elite reliever that Tanner Scott is, obviously. But just in terms of adding veterans, with playoff caliber performances, with World Series, Brazier just won, obviously, with the Dodgers. Presley won with the Astros a few years ago. These are just smart moves that the bullpen really needed.
I think it's also really interesting to think something that I don't want to be like, listen, I want to raise red flags about because I always feel like I jump on the doom and gloom train first. Listen, he's a righty pitcher. Which we don't have a lot of lefty pitchers when it comes to relievers, but I will say coming off of a World Series is always, a great accolade to have. And I think he'll look great nestled right behind, excuse me, Ryan Presley. So I'm excited to see what he has. And I think we've talked so much, going into spring training about what the bullpen is going to look like. And I think it's looked kind of rocky, going from the 2024 season. We always talked about how things kind of fell off the rails once our starters kind of, ended when we were in the seventh, eighth, and ninth inning. And getting somebody like Ryan Brazier, I think, will really help in those last few innings.
Yeah, for sure. I just think the Cubs have made a lot of depth move this offseason. Obviously, they traded for Kyle Tucker. That was a big trade. They've made some other bigger moves, but a lot of the moves have been more understated. They traded for Eli Morgan in the bullpen. They signed Caleb Fieldbar in the bullpen. They signed Matthew Boyd and Colin Ray in the back end of the rotation. And I think that, Ryan Brazier fits into that category of the more depth moves. It's not quite the Ryan Presley, Kyle Tucker level of, this will fundamentally change a position kind of move. But these are the moves that smart teams make. We've talked about this all offseason about how, yeah, the Cubs obviously would have been great if they got Tanner Scott, just like it would have been great if they got Juan Soto and Roki Sasaki and all these other guys and Alex Bregman, who we'll talk about shortly. But it's really important that the Cubs continue to make these kinds of moves where, they're the favorites in the NL Central for 2025. They have the deepest roster in the division. And yeah, they don't have the star power of the Dodgers or the Braves. Almost no one does. But having guys like Ryan Brazier ensures that even if, they can't quite outslug or outpitch the Dodgers and Braves over a long season, they have the depth to ensure that they can at least compete at the higher end of the National League.
And look, he's 37 years old. He's a veteran. He's been in the MLB for over 10 years. And even though he's switched around teams a little bit, starting off, in LA and being in Boston, with the Dodgers and now with the Cubs, his ERA is still great, and I'm excited to see what 2025 has in store.